Hi, this is Ridea Keeping It Real, and we are back for the second day of reading the Proverb of the Day. So we're trying to create a habit where we read the Proverb of the Day, and this is day 2 of that. So it's October the 16th, so we're going to be reading Proverb 16. And like I mentioned in yesterday's video, I read it already in the morning. This is my evening reading of it. So here we go. Let's get started. So Proverbs 16, and we're reading from the Good News Bible. And I also have the King James here as well, because when I read it from the Good News Bible, I recognized some of the verses, but they weren't, the same words as the King James. But here we go. Proverbs 16. We may make our plans, but God has the last word. You may think everything you do is right, but the Most High judges your motives. Ask the Most High to bless your plans, and you will be successful in carrying them out. Everything the Most High has made has its destiny, and the destiny of the wicked is destruction. The Most High hates everyone who is arrogant. He will never let them escape punishment. Be loyal and faithful, and the Most High will forgive your sin. Have reverence for the Most High, and nothing evil will happen to you. When you please the Most High, you can make your enemies into friends. It is better to have a little honestly earned than to have a large income dishonestly gained. You may make your plans, but God directs your actions. The king speaks with divine authority. His decisions are always right. The Most High wants weights and measures to be honest, and every sale to be fair. Kings cannot tolerate evil, because justice is what makes a government strong. A king wants to hear the truth and will favor those who speak it. A wise man will try to keep the king happy. If the king becomes angry, someone may die. The king's favor is like the clouds. Let the rain in the again. Verse 15. The king's favor is like the clouds that bring rain in the springtime. Life is there. It is better, much better, to have wisdom and knowledge than gold and silver. Those who are good travel a road that avoids evil. So watch where you're going. It may save your life. Pride leads to destruction, and arrogance to the downfall. It is better to be humble and stay poor than to be one of the arrogant and to get a share of the loot. Pay attention to what you're taught, and you will be successful. Trust in the Most High, and you will be happy. A wise, mature person is known for his understanding. The more pleasant his words, the more persuasive he is. Wisdom is a fountain of life to the wise, but trying to educate stupid people is a waste of time. Intelligent people think before they speak. What they say is then more persuasive. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the taste and good for your health. What you think is the right road may lead to death. A laborer's appetite makes him work harder because he wants to satisfy his hunger. Evil people look for ways to harm others. Even their words burn with evil. Gossip is spread by wicked people. They stir up trouble and break up friendships. Violent people deceive their friends and lead them to disaster. Watch out for people who grin and wink at you. They have thought of something evil. Long life is the reward of the righteous. Gray hair is a glorious crown. It is better to be patient than powerful. It is better to win control over yourself than over whole cities. Men cast lots to learn God's will, but God Himself determines the answer. Powerful words, very powerful words. And if you read it from the King James, some of those phrases, you would recognize right off. And in the King James, the title of 16 in the King James that I have is Wisdom's Blessings Comes from the Most High. So it's like little snippets. You can just take little bitty snippets, just one verse, and just meditate on that. And the one that I meditated on today is I'm still kind of stuck on this kind words thing, right? Kind words are like honey. That's the one I'm on today. Kind words are like honey. That's it. I'm not even going with sweet for the taste and good for the health. Just the kind words are like honey. And what are kind words? I had to look that up. Like kind words are complimenting people, genuinely complimenting them, encouraging them. And even though I do a lot of that, I really want to focus on doing more of that. And I've focused on it all day today, just being kind words. So you remember our focus yesterday was 15:4. Kind words bring life. Kind words are like honey, right? And I'm not necessarily trying to say, oh, this is the book, chapter, verse. Oh, I did that for 20 years, Church of Christ, right? I can tell you everything you ever wanted to know about the New Testament and Acts and the epistles of Paul. Those were proof texts. So that's not it. It's like I want to, like I said, put it in my mind and put it in my heart. So that took 7 minutes. I mean, I want anybody who listens to this video to know in 7 minutes, you can read the proverb of the day and get something out of it. More than you can get out of anything you're watching online, on TV, you read, you scan. Just think about that. If you don't do anything else to read the proverb of the day, and in 1 month you will have gotten through Proverbs. And it's little snippets of wisdom. And we got to think wisdom is what's needed right now with everything that's going on. So I'm going to start coloring these. I'm going to color 16. I'm probably going to back up to 15, but I'll start at 16 here. And I learned from yesterday is to read the verse first so I know what I'm coloring. I can see the picture, but it's different when I read the verse of what the picture is depicting, right? So 16:11 was what? The Lord wants weights and measures. Oops. The Lord wants weights and measures to be honest, and every sale to be fair. What does the King James say? 16:11. A just weight and balance are the Most High's. All the weights of the bag are His work. Wow. Okay. So He wants every sale to be just, and it's not. Trust and believe that. Well, I have my color pencils in order this time, right? I'm going to show you that. Color pencils are in order. What I mean by order is like I go from the whites. Oops. I don't know where that camera is. The whites. And I just go in that kind of order so I can find what I want quickly, right? All right, here we go. Back to this. And I know it's jumping all around. So weights, that's from here that I need to sharpen. Which one did I need to sharpen? The black one, of course. A black one, of course. What is that right there? Okay. all sales to be fair. Well, they're not fair, but okay. We have a just God. And this, I kind of see this as like, it stands out a little bit. Okay. 1622. Wisdom is the fountain of life to the wise. But trying to educate stupid people is a waste of time. I like the fact it has stupid people there. I just do. So, wisdom is the fountain of life because it's like we talk, even though that's not kind. Wisdom is the fountain of life. That's the fountain of life. I'm going to make this just colorful a little bit. Wisdom is the fountain of life. What did I say? Wisdom is the fountain of life to the wise. But trying to educate stupid people is a waste of time. Interesting. Okay. Verse 27. Evil people look for ways to harm others. Even their words burn with evil. I don't know. Sometimes I have a hard time with thinking people are really evil intentionally. And I have a hard time with it. I've met evil people. I've worked with evil people where you know that they're evil. You can feel that spirit. You can watch them and see the evil in them, right? Just think it said right here somewhere, it said, the Lord creates everything, even the evil for the days of destruction. Remember that? Somewhere here. Wait a minute. Lord bless his plans. Yep. Everything the Lord made has a destiny. And the destiny of the wicked is destruction. Right? This is in verse 1630. Watch out for people who grin and wink at you. They have thought of something evil. Oh, my goodness. That makes me think of a couple of people, actually, that have done that. Where, I remember this one guy I used to work with at the police department. I didn't know him then the way I know him now, but he was a captain then. And I was just always, it was like, he was married. He was, captain. And he would wink at me all the time. No one would see him wink at me. It was like I would be in my office and he'd stop by and say hi or something. Then he'd wink when he left. And it was just so puzzling to me. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, oh, what are you doing? And it was almost like, okay, this is what I do because I can do it. Who's going to say something? But yeah, who knows what he was, I know what he was thinking, but we know what he was thinking. And I'm like, this is true. This is true. And then the last one for 16. Long life, 1631. Long life is the reward of the righteous. Gray hair is a glorious crown. Oh, when I read that this morning, I thought about, I used to dye my hair. I started going gray when I was in my 40s, and I had a streak of gray, so it was like real cool. I thought it was cool looking. I left it. And then when I got in my 50s, I thought, what am I doing? I don't need to look old. And I dyed my hair, and people still think I was in my 40s. And now that I've just gotten to my 60s, I love my gray hair. I went to my class reunion. It was just the class reunion of everyone that graduated from that school. So there were, lots of older people there. And it was amazing to me how many, women did let their hair grow gray and let it go. And then how many women still were dyeing their hair? And to each his own. But you see what it says right there? Long life is the reward of the righteous. Of the righteous. Gray hair is a glorious crown. What does it say in the King James? I don't know. I feel like I'm being performative right now. I don't feel like I'm being for real. For some reason, I just don't feel like I'm being for real. So let me just kind of get like for real. 31. The hoary head is a crown of glory, if it be found in the way of righteousness. So I would have, see, if I read that from here, I wouldn't get the same exact message. I would have to look up hoary head, right? And that probably means gray hair or something, you know. So to me, I need it to be a little bit more direct. Yeah. So this person, he's got long life behind him. Men let their hair go gray. All the men at the reunion, that was no problem. They were gray. Wasn't anybody dyeing it? I don't know what that meant, but not many of them were dyeing it. Yeah, that's something to think about. There's a verse in the Bible that really references this, I guess, if you research it enough. So that was Proverbs 16. I'm going to finish coloring these pictures over here from 15. I guess I should have colored. And this has been day 2. Let's keep it going. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to create a habit, but Proverbs 16 about wisdom, blessings come from the Most High. Until next time, it's Ridea keeping it real.